Thanks for having me here to speak to you guys. Thanks all you guys for coming and turning out in big numbers. Hope you all, find a little bit of space here. We're not really used to such big crowds. My role is to give you a brief introduction to Madvertise, which is a leading player for mobile advertising. And we're in fact the largest independent mobile ad network in Germany. We have presence across Europe. We're all the way into Turkey, where we're also a leader in that space. Let me get my note right here. So the company has been grown. It started 4 years ago. It's now about 100 people. We grew last year 133%, so really fast growing. I think we have quite a journey ahead of us as well. I joined earlier this year. My background in mobile is actually is very close to my heart as much as it's to everyone here at Madvertise. In fact, I did specifically work on Android, and as far back as October 2007, which is probably, is anyone work with Android in October 2007? October?
Sasha.
And Sasha? Okay. That was actually 1 month before it was open source. So I was working back then with China Mobile. We're working on basically looking at a carrier-friendly implementation for Android. And it became my third startup of a total of 3, which I started prior to joining Madvertise, a company called Servo Software. I later went on to write also the Stanford case study on Android. I was set in September 2008, and the title was at the time, "Will Android conquer the mobile operating system world or not?" The common wisdom at the time when I pitched my startup to Sequoia Capital was, "Christoph, you're crazy. It's never going to happen. You should choose iOS." So here we are. Android is ruling the world. And today, Microsoft, Nokia, and others filed an antitrust complaint at the EU against the dominance of Android. So that's 4 or 5 years later. So you guys are onto something, and I'm very happy to welcome all of you here. The other thing is at the time, we were working on deck, which meant, the old style of mobile was to be with the operators and be very cozy with them, and have like 2 or 3 year sales cycle to get on deck with some, frankly, substandard, mediocre software. But, you were whining and dining them enough so they got a lot of money out of this. That's called the on-deck business. You probably don't remember this unless you're around in mobile for a long time. What happened, however, with iOS and Android is that the over-the-top business became, really the thing to do. So you can basically write your own app. And I think most of you guys are app developers. Is that correct? Can we have a show of hands? Well, quite a few. Very good. And that brings me back to Madvertise, because you guys, you write apps, and one way, of course, is to charge for the apps. But the common wisdom actually is today, and especially on Android, is not to charge for apps, but to actually look at mobile advertising for monetizing your apps. And that's exactly where Madvertise comes in. We help you to monetize your apps because mobile advertising is the fuel of the app economy, and that's what we really do. However, we are not very focused on being a supply-side platform. Our focus, just for all of you to understand where we are in the ecosystem, is we are demand-side oriented. So we basically help advertisers to get the biggest ROI and performance out of their mobile advertising dollars. So the old business used to be, I have a publication and I sell it at the highest yield to someone who wants to take it. Is kind of, the first generation. And we are the next generation which looks at it from the demand side. We look at what someone like Expedia or eBay wants to get out of mobile advertising in terms of, let's say, a download of an app or a booking of a hotel room. And then we optimize the media buy through big data, mobile buying in real time, bidding in online marketplaces to find the right user at the right time that will probably turn into a customer for Expedia. So it's big data meets mobile advertising, so it's very, very exciting. And we have a team of fantastic rock stars behind that glass wall and data scientists who built this. And that right here in the middle of Berlin. I'm very excited to come back from San Francisco and see such a high standard. And I want to work with you, all of you guys, to make Berlin a real tech hub. Not only just yet another e-commerce company, but build real global tech companies. And that's my mission here, and I hope we can achieve this together. Thank you very much for your attention. Have a good time and enjoy the show.